Okay, our new system is installed. It's not completely done, but it's up and running, and they're monitoring it back at the shop to make sure that everything works right.
At Climate Makers.
Climate Makers, right? Like right now on this screen that's right here right now, it's telling us the temperature outside is 46 degrees, and it's designed to shut off once the temperature outside gets 60 degrees. The boiler will shut off, all three of them. You see down here that boiler 1, 2 are blue. They are the electrics. The red one is the oil, and it shows here that our pressure is 2.71 in one and 3.21 in the other. They're supposed to be closer together, but that I'll show you in here a little bit later that how that works. And we're only using 39% of our boiler right now. We've got almost 60% capacity, yet that's not even being used right now of the way it's designed right now. So if we come up over here, let me go to boiler details. This is where you can see that this is how I can explain to you the pressure in the boiler. Boiler 1 and 2, one is a little higher than the other. That's okay, because what's happening here is your heating elements. There's 8 of them in each boiler, and you can see that here that it goes from 1 to 4 and 1 to 3. What this new system does is to equalize this pressure up here, and see, as you see now, we're actually the same on top. What it does is, like, if one boiler has too much pressure, it shuts off a heating element and turns another one on in the other boiler to equalize the pressure. So that shifts back and forth all day long. There might be 3 on here, 2 over here, but if the pressure drops just a little bit, this one shuts off because it's too high. This one will come on and then run and bring it back up so that they're equal at all times. And that was our problem before. They didn't stay equal, and now they stay equal. For the last 24 hours, it's been the same.
So they're talking to each other.
They're talking to each other constantly. And we can go up to use all 8 elements, and this is based on the temperature outside. As it warms up outside, we're going to use less elements. It used to be designed that it would run all 8 elements and shut off, and then bring our pressure up to 5 pounds. Well, we don't need to go to 5 pounds to heat the school like today, where it's going to be 50 degrees outside. We can stay at 3 pounds and only run half. We're using half our capacity. So our boiler is plenty big right now to do what it has to do today.
We're going to have some fuel savings here.
There'll be fuel savings in it. There's other things we can add to the system now, because the system is so big that there's so many options we can do. This can all be done from home on a smartphone. To regulate this, it'll actually talk to you. It'll actually send you emails if your water table gets too low in your condensate tank. It's just amazing what it can do.
And Roger, the wiring, we didn't anticipate that. Climate Makers
anticipate the wiring, because I'll open this box here and I'll show you there's so many wires inside here. This is the controls. This is all hooked to the computer, and it was new for the electricians. They weren't familiar with it, so Mitch from Climate Makers stayed and they worked together on it, and they wired this in. This box is new. This is all new computerized system here. We had to add in new relays. Some of the relays were wrong that were in there from the past. We had other issues when we started to work here. We had safety switches that were disconnected up into the ceiling. So I mean, there was a great improvement made for the school as far as the heating and the safety. It's just unbelievable what we did with that money. I mean, nothing was wasted.
So the proof will be in the pudding over time, but right now you can tell the system so far is working. You've got those boilers communicating. You're also it is taking into account that outside air temperature. And
here it'll show you the actual pressure too. You can come another website that's there. It'll show. The computer's a little slow, so you gotta be patient. But now here, see, we have 3 pounds of pressure in boiler number 1. Boiler number 2 should be very close to the same when it comes up. See, it's within half a pound. See, they're actually the same right now. So that's how close that it's so accurate, and climate makers can readjust this at any time in their office. They don't even have to drive out here, because that's how advanced it is.
That ought to be a savings to us.
Because Mitch made it sound like he can just do that from the office if there's a problem. So
It's a good